G'day guys, welcome to Frostbites GI Joe Repro. I just wanted to do a quick video on what I've been up to this week, and it's been a bit of a Sergeant Slaughter-a-thon over the last, say, 4 days. I've spent a fair bit of time designing, printing, test printing, correcting, just the two major components for Sergeant Slaughter, which is his baton and the hat that you get with the Warthog version, which is this guy. So there was a fair bit of stuffing around involved with getting this hat to work. So I know the normal version of this is more of a dome rather than egg, but this just worked a lot better. It was a lot more like the versions that are permanently affixed to the Marauders and the normal version. So yeah, I went with this kind of design, and I've still made sure that I put the sort of the four-way edge part on top with the band going around the side. I did attempt to put some little sergeant stripes in, but just due to the printing process, they weren't made evident, so they are not, can't be seen. So no biggie, no loss. We all know what his rank is. So I originally painted these in sort of a greenish colour. I thought it matched the normal Slaughter version, and then in consultation with Australia's leading Sergeant Slaughter expert, Zazel Phoenix, he said, well, green's good, but why not a brown version? And then he showed me photographic evidence which showed Sergeant Slaughter in the original cartoons with brown versions of these. So I've done one up as brown just to sort of see how it looks, and you can be the judge here. So there's the green. The green I used is this one. It's a nice sort of army green. As you can see, when I've made this hat, I've tried to make sure that it fits on his head well, but doesn't, like, you don't have to jam it onto his head. You just have to sort of place it on, and she's good. And then to take it off, it comes off nice and easy. So that's the green, and then there's the brown. So weirdly, I always try and make these things close to the OG as possible. That green that was on the OG part is a very weird type of green. It was sort of in between the army green and sort of also between that as well, like a weirdish, almost a brightish type green. So, but in this case, I think Zaza was correct, and yeah, just the brown on it, I think it's good. So that's the hats. The second thing is the baton. So these batons and the hats as well, they're only possible because I've started playing around with resin printing. It's a very new thing to me. I'm sort of learning my way through it. I purchased a second-hand printer because generally, if you're buying it from someone who's not selling it because they've had problems with it. If you're buying it from someone that's just upgrading, you got to get a machine that's already set and is a real workhorse. Never buy one from someone if they are saying that they can't make it work and they've had enough. Unless you've got the skills to troubleshoot and fix these things, you are just buying someone else's issues. So I got this resin printer from someone local, and I've been having a fat time with it. So making these hats and the batons, it's just been amazing. It's something I wasn't really able to do on the filament printers, because the filament printers leave layer lines, whereas the resin prints, they're just beautiful. The only problem is that resin prints, or the resin that I'm using at the moment, it's a PLA plus version, and it is brittle. So, these things aren't too bad if you just if you're not playing with it, you're just placing them on your figure and then putting it in the cabinet, it's fine. If you go stuffing around, say make a gun, and you go stuffing around with how it should be placed in the character's hand, and you're just really playing with it, and you're tossing and turning it, there's a good chance it's going to snap in half. But with the filament stuff, depending on how you printed it, of course, you've usually got a lot more leeway. So there's a real trade-off there. But anyway, this is, so you can see the grey part of this. This is how the pieces come out of the resin printer. That's the colour resin that I'm using at the moment. And as you can see there, I've applied a brown to it. The brown I use is this one. Now, I really like this Citadel brand. It's sold locally. It's just down the road from me at a what I call a nerd shop. It's a place called Jolt Games, and they are excellent. So generally these canisters cost about $6.50 or something a piece. And I really like it. They have quick drying times, and the paint's reasonably wearing, so I can put that into his hand. There can be a little bit of argy-bargy and the paint won't come off. So I just wanted you guys to see sort of what the resin looks like, or what the piece looks like before I paint it. So as you can see, I get it like that, I painted that brown, and then we put a nice little gold on top. And then you're left with a functional Sergeant Slaughter again. Such a simple piece, but it just gets the job done. So anyway, I've chucked both these pieces up on eBay. So if you need these pieces for your Sergeant Slaughters, then jump on there and have a look. If you've got any questions about what I do, or you just like to know some further information about printing or painting or anything like that, just message me via Facebook or Instagram and I'll get back to you. Okay, thanks so much. We'll speak to you soon. Bye.